Now, almost 30 years after the end of the Cold War, Australia's security service ASIO has publicly acknowledged that it was infiltrated by Soviet spies.
Details are contained in a new official publication that's being launched today at the organisation's Canberra headquarters. Its author is Dr John Blaxland, who's a regular commentator on this program, and he spoke to the ABC's defence reporter Andrew Greene.
This is a story about Australia during the 70s and 80s through a window that has not been explored before. This is quite an important telling of Australia's security intelligence organisation. Also, a lot happening in Australian society. There's the Hilton Hotel bombing. There is the Ananda Marga. There's the Soviet espionage taking place on a growing scale. It's supposed to be the period of détente. The Cold War is supposed to be calming down. But what's actually happening behind the scenes is a whole surge in espionage and counter-espionage efforts.
Can you say that this is a pretty definitive statement that there was at least one Soviet mole in ASIO?
Without question, ASIO was penetrated.
Do you get a sense of how many possible traitors there were in the organisation?
There was a handful. There was a very clear number identified. But as I say, the exact scope of that is for a number of reasons, particularly operational and legal reasons, not divulged. It's considered still very sensitive.
If we go to the Hilton situation, did your inquiries uncover any ASIO or other security agency responsibility for that explosion?
There's categorically no ASIO involvement in the explosion. What ASIO did do was try and monitor groups that were involved. The whole saga of Ananda Marga related people who get arrested and jailed and then released from jail and then re-arrested, it's a bit of a tragicomedy. And the people who were arrested, Tim Anderson being one of the key ones, subsequently as part of the Yaguna 3, actually not directly causally linked to the bombing. So it was very problematic.
Did ASIO break into Mr Coombs' office at the Labor Party in 1977?
All the evidence I've seen indicates that is not the case. I don't think there's any question that Valery Ivanov was a spy. He worked for the KGB and that he was actively seeking to recruit David Coombs. Now, what's interesting is that David, I don't think, really appreciated the hot water he was getting himself into. I think he felt he could control the situation, and of course, as we know, that was not the case. It really got out of his control. ASIO records show that he was being actively pursued by Ivanov, and that the measures that were captured in the transcribed recordings indicated that Coombs appeared vulnerable. And that's the point at which Harvey Barnett, the Director General, took the matter to the Prime Minister.